Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Farhan. I'm from International Accounting, Andalas University. Today, I would like to present my accounting theory paper. The title is History of U.S. Accounting Standard. Introduction. Based the Financial Accounting Standard Board, accounting standard is a unified method of presenting information so that the financial statement of different companies can be compared more easily with all concepts, standard, procedure, method, convention, and preferred and generally accepted practice. One of the accounting standards that is widely used today in the International Financial Reporting Standard, which are standard interpretation and framework adopted by the International Accounting Standard in London, England. The ASB is responsible for developing international financial reporting standard and for encouraging the implementation of the IAS. Prior to FRS, there were many standards before today international standard. Many companies around the world prepare and present financial report to external users, and although this financial report may look similar, there are different possible reasons for this different are social diversity, economic and legal context in different countries, and the definition international requirement for providing information and meeting user needs. And the content standard used in the US are called GAAP or Generally Accepted Accounting Principle. GAAP is combination of standard set by regulatory bodies and generally accepted methods of recording and presenting accounting information. In particular, GAAP regulates financial reporting, which provide information to parties outside the organizations. However, the information provided by the company is not only useful outside the company, but also within the organizations. It can also be used as a family of accounting standard and the general industrial application have developed over the years. Accounting standard that revert to the United States of America or USGAP because the accounting standard for fixed asset based on USGAP. US Historical Value Foundation. Accounting for property, plant, and equipment doesn't pose many challenge. The historical value basis is not used by the IRS because it has implications for the presentations of financial statement that are less relevant to the real needs of information user due to their inability to describe the real value of property, plant, equipment, and present in the financial statement. Discussion. Develop of GAAP in US. The first attempt to compile a set guidelines for accounting practice in the United States occurred in 1930, following the stock market crash in the previous year. The standard is also known as the Financial Accounting Standard. In America, the applicable financial accounting standard is the General Accepted Accounting Principle. Then the accounting principle-based statement, and finally the FSB statement, where at the first, the accounting standard themselves were born by the IICPA. The FSB issued the Statement of Financial Accounting Standard and Interpretation together with the Accounting Research Bulletin issued by the IICPA. So far, the leading standard as a reference is the International Financial Report Standard, or IRS, issued by the International Accounting Standard Board. The American Institute of Certificate Public Accountants has traditionally procedure accounting standards that are subject to Security and Exchange Commission's regulatory. The Accounting Procedures Committee was created by the IACPA in 1939, and it was successed by the Accounting Principle Board in 1951. The Financial Accounting Standard Board, authorized by the Accounting Principle Board to provide advice and input on accounting standard in 1973. The Standard Advisory Board under the direction of the Financial Accounting Foundation, the Government Accounting Standard Board established in 1984, and the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board are two other bodies that help develop accounting standard in the United States. Since 2010, the FASB has been meeting with the ISB on regular basis as part of a convergence process. The United States governments, like many other nations that follow the common law system, doesn't create accounting standard directly, believing that the private sector has more knowledge and research. Although the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions requires that USGAP be followed in financial reporting of publicly traded corporations, it is not codified into laws. This organization influenced the development of GAP in US. There are six organizations. The first is Security and Exchange Commission of the United States. The second is the American Institute of Certificate Public Accountants, and the third, the Financial Accounting Standard Board, and the fourth, the Government Accounting Standard Board, and the fifth is other organizations have sway. Example like American Association of Accountants, Association of Management Accountants, and Financial Executive. And the sixth, the Government Financial Oversight Associations. American Accounting Standard, the practicing accountants in the United States are known as Certificate Public Accountants, Certificate International Auditors, and Certificates Management Accountants. Although it is possible for a single person to acquire many certificates, the difference between the sort of certification are in the types of service given. Furthermore, many accounting work is performed by someone who is not certified by is supervised by certified accountants. Although most accounting companies also cover accounting, taxation, litigation support, and other financial advice service, CPA certification is awarded in the state of domicile in the form of a license to offer auditing service to the public. The requirements of acquiring a CPA credential vary by state. However, jurisdictions need passing the Uniform Certificate Public Accountant exam. The Institute of Internal Auditors award the CAE certificate to individuals who successfully complete all four sections of the test. Instead of serving in the general public, the CAE mostly serve direct employers. The Institute of Management Accountants award the CMA certification to applicant who pass all four sections of the test and meet the IMA standard for practice experience. CMA primarily serves direct employers and doesn't provide service to the general public. CMA, like CPA, can provide public service but only to a limited extent. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistic of the United States Departments of Labor, there are around 1 million accountants and auditors employed in the United States. United States Accounting, the Financial Accounting Standard Board, regulates accounting in the United States, although the Securities and Exchange Commissions is the agency that support the power for standardizations. The 1973 CAC Accounting series release number 150 is the main key that allow the share power system to function properly. The American Institute of the Certificate Public Accountant also audit their standard. The Audit Company Accounting Oversight Board was found in the year with the authority to issue audit regulation and appoint public company auditors. The PCAOB is private entity that is supervise the CAC. The Financial Accounting Standard Board was established in the 1973 and produced Financial Accounting Standard Report 158 in December 2006. The goal of CSAA is to provide relevant information to current and potential investor, creditor, and those who decide to take out a loan, invest, or otherwise. The conclusions of the paper is USGAP stand for United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principle. GAAP are accounting principles that are used to create, present, and report financial statements for a range of institutions, including public and private companies, non-profit organizations, and governments. In general, GAAP refers to accounting framework, law, regulation, and accounting standards that are applicable to the Financial Accounting Standard Board. It's currently the leading authority in the establishment of generally accepted accounting principles for public and private enterprise, as well as non-profit organizations. The Governmental Accounting Standard Board, which acts under a set of assumptions, principles, and varies determines GAAP for state and local governments. Maybe that's all my accounting theory papers. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.